On a suffocating night in June 1756, inside a small stone cell in Fort William, something unimaginable unfolded. Nearly 150 men were forced into a space meant for just a handful, and by sunrise, only a few would walk out alive. What happened inside that room would echo through history as one of the most disturbing events of the colonial era, the Black Hole of Calcutta. To understand how it came to this, you have to step into 18th century India, a land where power was shifting. The Mughal Empire, once dominant, was beginning to fracture, and in its place, regional rulers known as Nawabs rose to power. In Bengal, one of the richest provinces in the world, wealth attracted attention. European traders arrived, first the Portuguese, then the Dutch, the French, and finally, the British East India Company. At first, they came for trade, but trade slowly became control. The British built Fort William in Calcutta not just as a trading post, but as a fortified stronghold. They expanded, ignored local authority, and began acting like rulers within another man's land. When Siraj-ud-Dowlah became Nawab at just 23, he saw this clearly, and he would not tolerate it. When the British refused to stop strengthening their defenses, he made a decision. He would take Calcutta by force. In June 1756, his army marched. Tens of thousands of soldiers, artillery, and elephants moving as an unstoppable force toward the city. Panic spread. British officials fled, and chaos consumed Calcutta. Inside Fort William, only a few hundred defenders remained, poorly prepared, badly led, and completely outnumbered. The battle was short, and the outcome was inevitable. On June 20th, the British surrendered, and the survivors, soldiers, officials, and civilians, were taken prisoner. As night approached, the guards searched for a place to hold them, and they chose a small guardroom cell, roughly 14 by 18 feet, with two tiny barred windows and almost no air. Then they forced them all inside. The doors slammed shut, and the nightmare began. Bodies pressed together instantly. There was no room to sit, no room to move. Heat built rapidly, sweat poured, and clothes were torn away in desperation. Then came the thirst and the panic. Men fought their way toward the windows, clawing for a single breath of air. Those at the back pushed forward. Those in front refused to give up their place, and the crush turned violent. The weak fell, and once they fell, they were never seen again. A guard brought water once, but it barely helped. Most of it spilled in the chaos. Hours passed, the heat intensified, and the air vanished. By midnight, men were collapsing, and by the early hours, many were dead. The screams faded, the struggle slowed, and the room fell into silence. When morning came and the door was finally opened, the sight was beyond comprehension. Bodies were everywhere, piled, standing, crushed together. Some had died upright, held in place by the weight of those around them. Only 23 men walked out alive. The story spread quickly, fueling outrage across Britain and shaping the narrative of empire for generations. But over time, questions emerged. Were there truly 146 prisoners, or far fewer? The numbers may never be certain, but one truth remains. On that night inside Fort William, a room became a tomb, and what happened inside still echoes through history. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. For more forgotten stories that still echo through history, subscribe.